So if you look at our schedule page right now, it looks a little bit weird. And I was opening it up and I was like, what the heck is going on? The first thing is there's like this weird like symbol right here that I deleted. Hopefully you guys didn't copy that down originally. But the second thing is like, look at this image. I want this image to be above. I want this image to be above that footer. Like, why is it not working, right? Because here's my entire table. Why is that somehow below this image? So a little quick problem solving help me find it. See if you can see it. If you want to pause the video and see if you can find it before me, that would be awesome. So take a look at my head. I close my head. My body, that goes all the way down to my body. Sure. Header to header. Section to section. Table. Ooh, never close down my table. Classic rookie play, right? That's what happens when you start doing this at like 6 in the morning, right? It's not a good way to make sure you make no mistakes. Now check out what that change does. Now our table's above, our footer's where it needs to be. That's good. Now I'm doing this after I've already done a little bit of editing of this this navigation bar in my previous CSS, right? So look, a lot of the things I want are already there. The question is, why is this cross-country image so dang big if on my home page it's so dang small? Remember how we got that was we had to assign this that ID, right? So on our index page, right, we gave that ID, we called it footer pick, right? So if I want to do that on my schedule page, I need to do the same thing. I'm going to make you ID footer pick. So the idea behind that is pretty simple. Basically, now it's telling our CSS, oh yeah, like that's the image that we want to make really small. So now I just need to mess with this table, and we're going to do that in CSS. The first thing is I'm going to do a whole bunch of things to the table in general, that entire thing. So if I look over here, I'm going to paste in this table property. I don't want this thing to be too big, so max width of that. I also want to give it a little bit of margin. This will kind of center it and give it a little bit of space. And I'm also going to give it a border. Now, 5 pixels will make it kind of thick. It'll be a solid line instead of like a dashed or a double line like we've done before. And then 0, 0, 0. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a box shadow. So if I make those changes, first I kind of save those changes. If I make those changes, we can kind of see we're looking all right now. The question is, we're not kind of tight in on this race location. If you take a look at our original document, I'm just going to pull it up real quick. If you look in each one of these cells, man, it's not like race location is it's not so like jammed up in this corner, If you look at ours, it very much is jammed up in that corner. So we've got to do a little bit of work here, and then there's a little bit of coloring that we got to mess with. Let's mess with our individual cells themselves. So it's helpful to look back at what we're messing with here. What I want to do is this race location. That's a TD element, right? That's one of those cells. So I'm going to copy and paste in a little bit of code here to our CSS, and then talk about what it means. So what I want to do is I want to align the text to the left side, but I want to give it a little bit of padding. So that's 20 pixels in all directions. That's just going to give us this little bit of room above race location. Remember, padding is on the inside. So if this is our TD element, right? What it's basically saying is, see, there has a little bit of room for race location to breathe. If I make that bigger, that's just going to make the box bigger like this, right? Margin, on the other hand, controls things outside of our element. So if I affect the margin, it's going to push things away from race location, right? Instead of giving race location itself room. So this cell would still be this big, but it would push things away from it. So that's why we're using padding there instead. I gave it itself a little bit of a border. And watch those changes, which of course I gotta save those things, and there we go. So now we've got our main border, and each one of our um, cells has a border and a little bit of space. Now what I want to do is I want to um, change these colors. I have this kind of every other thing going here, where the first one is different, and we'll talk about that for a while. But the second and the fourth, aka the even ones in the cell, are this kind of like yellowy color. And then the third and the fifth, kind of the odd numbers, are this green color. The way to achieve that is with this line of code. All the even ones, we're going to give this color. All the odd ones, we're going to give this color. And watch what that brings us. Hopefully, joy and satisfaction. Yeah, that's pretty good. If you look at our table, really the only thing that's different now is that this top one is a different color and a different, like the font's a different color and the background's a different color. So how can I just get that one specific row? Well, we're going to have to start with our CSS. And, ooh, held in a sneeze. What I want to do with that is I want to take this row, because this is the one that's different, right? This race, location, date, and result in the picture, right? I want to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you an ID so I can edit just you, and I'm going to call you the most special row, right? And now when I do that, I can go here and I say, all right, you are going to be the special row. You are going to be special row. And what am I going to have you do? I'm going to do these two things. I'm going to change the color that you are, and I'm going to change the background. So change the color of your font to this white color, and I'm going to change that background to that dark green, the same green that's in our header. So when I save these changes, make these changes, we're looking for this entire row to change this background color and for it to turn white. Please, 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 please. Yeah, it totally worked. And now our two images should look very similar. Now this row is very similar to the one in our contact page, so I'll let you get after that. But I think that should complete our website. Thanks much for doing this. And if you have more questions, please contact me, get a hold of me, and I can help you out. Thank you very much.